Hello everyone. In this session we are going to discuss about do while, for in and for off statements, and previously we discussed about for loop and while loop and break and continue statements, and we seen some examples on the same statements. Let us discuss about do while, for in and for off statements in this session. So let us start this guys here. First of all, I want to go back to while loop here. Let us go with while loop. Let me iterate the same array. I have an array here, so 10, 20, 30, 40, some elements are there in this array. Let me iterate this array by using while loop. So I will show you one small difference here with the while and do while loop. Let us go with initialization where I equal to 0, and here we can take I less than arr dot length. So I need to repeat the loop, so based on the length. So condition is done. Now we are going to print it. Can you see guys here, console.log, just I'm printing the values in my console, arr of, just you can take I. Now just print it and see the output of it and what we are getting and all we will see now. Can you see what is my output here in the console? Yes, let me check it here. Oh, it went into infinite loop. Maybe I missed the condition, I missed incrementation here. So definitely loop should be incremented, so otherwise it will went for infinite loop. So let me close this and let me run the file one more time here, so you can go and execute it now. So can you see the loop is iterated, but earlier it went into infinite loop. Why? Because we are not incrementing. If you are not incrementing, every time value is 0. For every loop iteration, value is 0, 0 less than 4, 0 less than 4, 0 less than 4. For all the iterations, it will be condition true and the block of code will be executed. But it went to infinite loop. So condition is mandatory. We have to stop the loop after particular iteration. So for every iteration, we have to increment the value. If we are not incrementing the value, so condition will be every time will be true and the block of code will be executed, and moreover it went to infinite loop. So anyhow, we are getting the output here now. This is what exactly. Now I am taking I value is 10. Can you see what is my output now? My initialization I equal to 10. Is 10 less than the length of the array? What is the length of the array? Length of the array is 5. So 10 less than 5, condition false. If the condition false, we can get the loop execution. See, in the console I am not getting anything. Now you can go with the do while, the same iteration. I want to work with do while loop here. First let me give you the syntax of do while. It is almost all same. What we can do by using while loop, the same I can do by using do while also. So as part of the syntax, let me give the syntax first here. So initialization, sorry, wait, here let me give the syntax first. Initialization. After that we have something called do. This is block of code will be go here. Some statements we are going to write here, some valid statements we will write here. After that we have to increment it, and at the end of it here, so this is nothing but you can take either incrementation or decrementation, whatever it may be, that is your choice. As per the syntax, as part of the syntax I written here, at the end of it condition will go guys here. This is your condition. This is exactly the do while syntax. Maybe some syntactical difference for while and do while. Okay, we can observe it. What exactly the difference is here? Let us go for the initial. This is what the at the end of it should ends with semicolon. The do while will ends with semicolon. Now let us iterate the same. What you did earlier by using while loop, let me iterate the same by using do while, where I equal to 0. Now here I want to iterate my array. For this console.log, just you can go with arr of, just you can pass I. So you are passing I value, and every time I need to increment it. So I plus plus, done. So at the end of it, I need to check the condition. Now see what is the output. Earlier you seen the same output I can also see by using do while. So here I less than arr dot length. So length is important here. So length will decide how many times the loop should be iterated. And refresh it. Now you are getting the same output guys. Can you see? I'm getting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. The same I am getting. Earlier I taken 10 here. Now let me take 10 here. If I take 10, so can I get any output here? But earlier we take 10, but we didn't get any output in the while loop. But whereas in do while, at least one block of code will be executed even though condition may be false. But what happened in while loop? First condition is checking, after that block of code is executing. But whereas in do while, first block of code is executing, at the end of condition is checking. Now just refresh it. We can sorry, here ARR of I, something we taken, 1 minute please. Here we are getting undefined because there is no such an index 10 in our array, but loop is executing. 1 minute, let me print my array, so without having any index. So now you can check it, array will be printed. So I mean the condition may be false, but one block of code is going to be executed in do while. So that is the difference between while and do while, guys. In while loop, if condition is false, block of code will never executed, whereas in do while, even though the condition may be false, at least one block of code is going to be executed. That's what do while and while loop. Now let us discuss about the foreign and for off loop. These are also very important, guys, and mostly used loops in our real-time application development. So you can use any one. You are flexible. You are flexible with for loop, while loop, do while loop, foreign and for off. You can use any one for our iterations. What you can do by using for loop, the same I can do by using while loop, the same I can do by do while loop, and the same I can do by using foreign and for off also. But mostly here, foreign and for off loops are help you to iterate objects, and we can iterate arrays as well. So we will see how can we iterate an object and values. Let us create an object here in JavaScript. We can create an object like this, guys. So this is object notation, object iteration. This is symbol object notation, literal. They will call object literal. Here object is a collection of key and value pairs. Let me take a key and value. So this is all the combination of key and value pairs. Done. So how can we iterate this? So definitely, can I go with for loop? So definitely, if you want to use for loop, definitely there should be some index in the object. There is no index in the object. Definitely you have to go with either for in or for loop, guys. Especially for in and for off loops are designed for iterating object values as well as arrays values. We will see both. How can we iterate arrays? How can we iterate objects as well? Let me go with here. First of all, for in loop syntax. This is what for in. Here you can take some variable. You can take any variable in and the array or object. You can take anything, whatever the array, whatever the object you want to iterate, that array or object should come here. This is the variable. You can take any one. So what is going to happen here, for every value, for every key or value of the array is going to be iterated one time for each value in the array. Now here the block of code will follows as well. So now we can write the variable. So if you can print the variable, so you can get either key or value based on the loop we are using. Now you can see I am going to for in loop. If you can use for in loop, it can iterate the keys of an object. What is the keys of an object here? So name, city and state. Those are the keys of an object. Can you see here? Let us implement the same. This is the part of syntax here. So just you can take any variable here, and in is the keyword, and here we can take an array or object to iterate. Now, in the same manner, in the block of code, we will iterate the logic. Let us iterate the same with an example so that we will understand clearly. For I'm taking a variable x. You can take any variable there, that is your choice absolutely, and this is going to be for in and obj. I'm iterating. So what is going to happen, the object is going to be iterated for every value, key value. How many values are there here? How many key? This is nothing but the pair, one pair, second pair and third pair, like this. For every pair it is going to be iterated, but here x is going to hold the keys of an array. Console.log, just you can print this x here and refresh it. We can get the keys. What are the keys of the array? Name, city and state. Then how can I get the values here? If you want to get the values, simply I'm printing the names of these are the keys of an array. These are not the values of an array, right? How can I get the values of an array? Simply, so you can print this like this, guys. Obj.x. What is the meaning of obj.x? So generally we know how can we access object values. If you want to access object value, obj.name. This is what we will write. So what this x contain? Each and every key. So the loop, it was in the loop, so first time it was a name, second time it contains city, third time it contains state. The loop was iterated 3 times because we have 3 keys are there in the object. Let us refresh it. Now you can see undefined. So why this is undefined? Better to go with the square bracket notation. Maybe you will get the values properly here. And refresh it now, so we can get the values of it. right? So because we are taking the variables, right, that's why, so it is better to go with square bracket notation. We know that object values may be accessed by using dot or square bracket, so that's I went like this. So the same you can take an array also. So here in place of it, let me take an array, and this is the array I'm taking. Just go for it. So we can iterate arrays also, not only object. This is array now. So you can take x in arr. Can you see, guys, what is my output here? I'm just printing x only, not this is just print x. Now you will get the indexes of the array. What are the indexes of array? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the indexes, not the values. Definitely you can see. So you are getting the indexes here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you want to get the values of an array, what is your array? This is your array, and just you can pass the index in the square bracket, so value will be iterated. This is exactly the values of an array. I mean, what I'm able to do by using foreign loop, I'm able to iterate object values as well as I'm able to iterate array values. Now let us go with the for of. This is somewhat different, guys, here. So then you will better understand here. Give me a minute, please. Let us go and iterate the object by using for of statement. Same syntax, guys. Syntactically nothing difference is there. What is the syntax we written for the for in? The same syntax will be there, but in place of this in, we can get the for of. I mean, what is this for of? You know, it is also used to iterate the object values. Earlier foreign is used to iterate object keys. Now it is going to iterate object values, but object values should be object, iterable object. The value of key, this is the key. If you want to access the key, we can go with the foreign loop. We seen just now foreign loop. So if you want to see, if you want to access the values of an object, so we have for loop, but the value of object should be an array. Value of an object is going to be here. What I want to say, this is the key, and the value should be an object. If the value is an object, then we can go for of statement. But here value is not object, value is a string, right? So let me show you by using for of statement whether we can iterate this object or not. Let me show you here. I'm just going with the for. Here you can take a variable x of obj. Now you will get definitely an error in the console. You can check it. So it is not going to iterable object. This should be object. So for of is always help you to iterate the values of an key. So this is not be object. Obj is not iterable. So remember, this should be an object. If it is an object, then definitely it is going to iterate here. Right? So later we will see you very clearly how can we apply the for of and all, but you can apply the same on array, you will get the output, guys. Let us see. I'm going to apply the same on an array. If you can apply, we will get the values of the array. Values, earlier what foreign do, now you can see I'm just going to write arr, just you can check it, x contain the values of it. But if you can use foreign, then what is this contain, guys? This contain indexes, nothing but. So this is going to get the indexes. If you can go for foreign loop, if you can go with for of, then array is okay, and this is fine. Now you can check it. For of is going to iterate the values, foreign is going to iterate the indexes. That is the part of arrays. But when I am coming to objects iteration, then this is foreign is iterating keys of an object only, whereas for of is going to be iterated keys of object, nothing but the value of this key. This is name is key, and this value should be an object. Let me show you how it is going to work here. Check here, guys. Here I have an object which contain array of elements. This is an array which contain two objects. Let me apply for loop statement. Now it is going to work definitely, but it is the value. It is a value, and this value contain an index with 0, and this is the index of it as 1, right? So let us iterate by using foreign loop and for of. Both I want to apply on the same. So now I want to take a variable here. Any variable you can take, for of obj. Now can you see, guys, here? If you can print x here, you will get each and every object. I mean, the value should be an object here. Each and every value is an object now. This is a value, array of value, but value is object. Then for of loop is better to go here. You can just print it, so you will get the two objects in the list, guys. Can you see here? First object, second object is iterated. But if you can go with the foreign here, you can check it. X contain the index. Why? Because this array having two values, 0 and 1. Can you see now? Your output will be 0 and 1. This is what 0 and 1. I mean, simple thing. Remember, if you want to use for of, the values of an object, the values of an array may be objects. If it is object, we can go with for of loop. So if it anything, whatever it may be, then we can go for in loop. For in loop can be iterate the indexes. For of loop, the same we seen in the array guys here. If you apply for of, what are you getting in the x value? I am getting the values 10, 20, 30. If you are applying for in here, you are getting the indexes. In the same manner, you can also check it. The value of the array should be an object. If it is an object, then we can go for of statement guys, right? So this is exactly while and do while and for of statements. Thank you guys. If you have any doubts, please comment under the video section.